Hey folks, Daily Landsblog for the 30th of January, 2020, the day after Bell Let's Talk Day, the 10th Bell Let's Talk Day. And I was doing some math, and it took me a while to figure out what was the first year of Bell Let's Talk Day, which seems like it would be a lot more simple, but if 2020 minus 10 should be 2010, right, Case?
I was just distracted by
Hi,
the
Riggs.
dog.
Yeah, what are you doing? So first Bell Let's Talk Day was in 2011. And I don't remember a lot of that because, it was the first of 10. But I do remember thinking, wow, will time change things? And then what changed for me more than anything is that on August the 31st of 2011, my friend and Casey's friend, Wade Belak, took his own life. And here we are 10 years later, or 9.5 years later. And I'm thinking to myself, is the world more prepared for suicide? Is the world more prepared to deal with suicide, to prevent suicide? And while I think we have made progress in some areas, I do not believe that we have made progress in that area. I still believe that it's taboo. And I still believe that we are a conversation away from really making an appreciable difference, but we don't have those conversations. And it's just really one of the most painful things that I can think of in my experience with mental health. Wade was not my best friend, so I'm not portraying myself as, like one of the victims of his death. I liked Wade, and in some ways we all loved Wade because you couldn't help but love Wade. But I'm friendly with his parents. And to this day, his mom and his dad are still almost as raw and troubled by his death as they were 9.5 years ago. And the bizarre thing about suicide is that the brain can convince us of things, that the world is better off without us, that our parents would be better off, that our kids would be better off without us. And that's really scary because when your brain tells you something, it's not like you can talk back to your brain. We got to understand better what are suicidal thoughts, where do they come from? How do we deal with them? And to me, if I could speak to Wade now, if he had tried to take his own life and had not succeeded, I could talk to him and I could find out, what were you thinking at the time? Like why those two girls that you adored so much and all of the reasons that you had to live and the things in life, how did those become secondary? And we'll never get the answer to that, but I know that there are answers and they exist in people's heads. The 50 or 60 or 70,000 people every year in Canada that try to take their lives and do not succeed, they've got an answer. They've got clues. They can help us with this. It's 9.5 years later, and still the same number of people take their lives in Canada, in the United States, and around the world as ever did. We need to do something about that. SickNotWeak.com. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We're here because Wade's not here.